Hello everybody. Today's video I would like to continue from the previous video of karma and to continue speaking about healing our wounds from our childhood and what happens when we don't. What happens when you don't clear your karma in this lifetime, and why is it crucial that we look at what's not working inside and acknowledge it and address it to those that are affecting us. And usually these are family members and close relationships, because they're your triggers, they're your teachers. And I can only speak up for myself and the way I go through my karmic cycles. And a good way to sit with something that is not working for you, instead of blaming and shaming yourself, is to see the patterns in your life that you were weak and unable to deal with certain emotions and certain ways of being, and that will show you what areas you need to address and work on. But whatever is your trigger, it's usually no one outside you but you. So let's say you have a problem with communication. That will come from a parent in your childhood. Somebody didn't communicate with you when you were young. They didn't open up and they didn't show their feelings. Positive or negative, it doesn't matter. They did not communicate. Therefore, you're gonna grow up shutting down your communication because you were shut down when you were young. And as you know, communication is the core of our connection. Through communication, we express our feelings, emotions, struggles, pains, insecurities. If we don't communicate ourselves to others, we become sick or we become stuck. What do I mean by stuck? We repeat the same cycles, we attract the same situations, and we attract the same relationships and people in our life. Why? Because we haven't had the courage to get up and speak up. And do you know what happens when you do those cycles for long enough? Whatever your karmic cycle is, I'm just giving you a glimpse of a karmic cycle. Communication. There are many cycles, but let's say this is one. If you haven't communicated all your life properly, and you never express deeply and profoundly, then your body will start suffering on different levels, and you will attract those certain relationships. They won't be communicating with you because they will meet you exactly where you are in terms of wounds. Does that make sense? And the moment you say, enough, it's on me, I've got to change something in order to have a better relationship, firstly with myself, then with others. Because we're not here to blame the situation or others. We can only look inside of us and say, what is not working for me now? Let's say I haven't communicated all my life my emotions and feelings, and I was scared. Why? Because in my childhood, no one did communicate them with me. So I suppressed them. More I suppress them, more I disconnect from what I'm feeling, but more I felt inadequate and more I felt unworthy. So every time I wanted to express an emotion, I thought I would be rejected or not accepted, and therefore I have chosen not to express too much or very little. But that didn't give me deep, meaningful relationships. That didn't give me the opportunity to hold space for somebody else because I didn't know how to. Now that I've worked so much and so long on communication, I understand how crucial it is for us to bond, connect, and become truly free because the freedom that lies behind the communication is magical. But another thing I would like to point out, when we don't heal and when we don't address our karmic cycles, they reflect on our diet, they reflect on our physical, mental, and emotional bodies. And here we are. A lot of people are getting sick. A lot of people are lost in their emotional states, and a lot of people are in their head, not in the heart. And I truly believe it is time to connect through both the mind and the heart, without judging ourselves too much, but actually allowing ourselves to communicate with the loved ones and to allow them to communicate back with us. Let them say what they have to say, but don't forget, you have to offload as well. Don't think how it looks like, think how it feels. We carry so much from very little that always the karma is firstly with your family and then with the relationships later in life, because they're copy and paste of behaviors. So I can only speak again from myself, speaking what's hurting you and giving the opportunity to others to speak. It's a magical instrument for you to grow and to attract the most beautiful relationships opposite you. Until you haven't communicated your feelings and until you haven't committed to yourself so you can commit to others, no one else will help you to do that. No one else will come, sit, hold space for you unless you do it for yourself. Don't be harsh on yourselves. That's what I want to say. Allow yourself to open up, even when it's hard, even when it's painful, even when you know whether you will be accepted or rejected. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you speak up your feelings and your truth. What happens the moment you do it? You release. The moment you release, you step into a true version of you. And you can live free. And I can assure you, you attract people like you. Good luck.